Let's take a look at some fractions. We have 1/2. Whenever you talk about halves, you're looking at a whole that's divided into two equal parts. So you can see this circle is divided into 2 equal parts. This rectangle is divided into 2 equal parts, so we have halves. This square, 2 equal parts, so we have halves. And this number line, you have 0, 1, and right in the middle I put a line to divide it into 2 equal parts, so again I have halves. Fourths is when you divide it into 4 equal parts. So I have a circle with 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Kind of like halves with an extra line. I have a rectangle divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. Again, if I cover up these two lines, I have halves, so it's similar to halves. And then I have a square with 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. If this was a square, they would all be equal. Finally, a number line, 0 and 1. And in between 0 and 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts. So I would go 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, and then 1 whole, or 4/4. Then eighths. With eighths, I have a circle, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Or a rectangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Trick to drawing eighths is you start with halves. You draw your rectangle, you split it in half, and then you draw the fourths. So you go a line here and a line here. And then you split each fourth into 2 again, and you go 2, 2, 2, 2, and then you all of a sudden you'll realize you have eighths. So that's a trick to get this drawn. A square here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equal parts. Again, with this one I drew a plus sign and then kind of a multiplication symbol from corner to corner, and ended up with 8 equal parts in this square. The number line looks really jumbled up. You have a 0 and a 1, and there's lots of them because there's 8 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8, and then it would be 8/8, or 1. Next we have thirds. With thirds, you split it into 3 equal parts. If you look at the bottom of the fraction, or the denominator, that tells us the number of equal parts. 1, 2, 3. In the rectangle, 1, 2, 3, we have thirds again. In the square, 1, 2, 3, we have thirds again. And on the number line, 1, 2, 3, or 0, 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, or 1. With 6, your denominator is 6, so you have 6 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the rectangle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the square, I want to kind of show you different ways you can go from thirds to sixths. Say I have these thirds here. All I did to make this one was I drew a line right in the middle of each third. Now I have sixths. For this one, I drew thirds, 1, 2, 3, and all I did was put a line across the center. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I have sixths. On my number line, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal parts. Starts at 0, goes 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and 6/6, or 1 whole. A couple key things about fractions. Fractions must be equal parts. So this little circle here split into 3 parts is not a fraction because they're not equal. The number of equal parts tells us how many make a whole. So let's look back at sixths. If I say it's 6, that means that when we have 6 equal parts, we have the whole shape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have the whole rectangle. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I have the whole circle there. As the number of equal pieces in the whole increases, the size of the fractional piece decreases. What do I mean? Let's think about sharing brownies. Say you're sharing with 2 people. You have 1 brownie right here, and you share with 2 people. Well, you would each get 1/2, or this much of the brownie. So you get a bigger part, and the number of equal pieces is 2. You have 2 equal pieces. But say I'm sharing with 4 people. So now there's 4 people, and I have the same size brownie, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, as the number of equal pieces increases from 2 to 4, the size of the fractional piece, the 1/4 versus 1/2, gets smaller. This fourth is less. Think about it with sharing brownies. You have one brownie. Do you want to share that with 2 people or 4 people? If you share it with 2, you're going to get more. If you share it with 4, you're going to get less. The size of your piece is decreasing the more people you share it with. Also, the size of the fractional part is relative to the whole. Think about the number of children in 1/2 of a classroom. So in half of a classroom there might be 10, 12 kids, maybe even 15 kids in half of a classroom, compared to the number of children in 1/2 of a school. In 1/2 of a school, if you have 800 kids, that's 400 is half. So 400 to 15, that's a big difference. The whole group is different, so 1/2 is different. Let me draw this for you. Say we talk about fourths. Say I have this circle here, and I split it into fourths. Well, if we talk about 1/4 of that circle, that's how big it is. Then say I have this circle. It's hard to see, isn't it? And I split it into fourths. I shaded 1/4, so this is 1/4, and this over here is 1/4. But because this circle, the whole, is bigger, this fourth is bigger than that fourth. So the size of the whole does matter. The denominator represents the number of equal parts in a fraction, and the numerator of a fraction is the count of the number of equal parts. So say you're given this picture here. First, and you want to write it as a fraction. The first thing you do is you see these lines in the sections, and you count 1, 2, 3, 4. That's my denominator, or the bottom of my fraction. So I put a 4 on the bottom. Means I'm talking about fourths. Now, I look at how much is shaded or not shaded, depending on the instructions. This one I'm going to go for shaded. 1, 2, 3. 3/4 are shaded. And say I want to figure out how much isn't shaded. Well, then I just go 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm still talking about fourths. That's my denominator. And then my numerator is going to be the number not shaded, which is just 1. So 1/4 is not shaded. 3/4 is shaded. Our learning target for today's lesson. I can explain any fraction a over b as a, the numerator, being the number of parts, just like we counted the 3/4 before, and b, the denominator, that would be the fourths, as the total number of equal parts in the whole. So what I want you to do is create a circle, rectangle, square, or number line to represent 3/8. I want you to shade in 3 and have 8 parts make up your whole.